For CRUD operations on CloudFront distributions, you can use the AWS CLI or SDKs. Here are the commands. Create a CloudFront distribution. Bash. Copy code. AWS CloudFormation create stack. Stack name myCloudFront stack. Template body file : /CloudFront-template, YAML. Read details of a CloudFront distribution. Bash. Copy code. AWS CloudFront get distribution, ID distribution ID. Update a CloudFront distribution. Bash. Copy code. AWS CloudFront update distribution, ID distribution ID distribution config file : /updated-config, JSON. Delete a CloudFront distribution. Bash. Copy code. AWS CloudFront delete distribution, ID distribution ID. An analogy for CloudFront CRUD operations could be managing a fleet of delivery trucks. Creating a CloudFront distribution is like dispatching a new truck to deliver goods from a warehouse, origin, to customers. Reading details of a distribution is akin to inspecting the status and contents of a truck. Updating a distribution is like modifying the route or load capacity of a truck. Deleting a distribution is equivalent to retiring a truck from service. This script is a CloudFormation template written in YAML format. It defines a CloudFront distribution resource named myCloudFront distribution. Let me explain each part of the script. AWS template format version, September 9, 2010. This line specifies the version of the AWS CloudFormation template format being used. In this case, it indicates the initial version released in September 2010. Resources. This section defines the AWS resources that will be created or managed by the CloudFormation template. myCloudFront distribution. This is the logical name of the CloudFront distribution resource being defined. Type. AWS CloudFront distribution specifies the type of AWS resource to create, which is a CloudFront distribution in this case. Properties defines the configuration properties for the CloudFront distribution. Distribution config, configuration settings for the CloudFront distribution. Origins specifies the origin server from which CloudFront gets your files. In this template, there is one origin defined with the domain name example.com. Domain name, the domain name of the origin server. ID, a unique identifier for the origin. Custom origin config, configuration settings for a custom origin. HTTP port, the HTTP port of the origin. HTTPS port, the HTTPS port of the origin. Origin protocol policy specifies the protocol policy for the origin. In this case, it's set to HTTPS only, meaning CloudFront communicates with the origin using HTTPS. Enabled specifies whether the distribution is enabled to accept user requests for content. Default cache behavior specifies the default cache behavior settings for the distribution. Target origin ID, the unique identifier for the origin to which this cache behavior applies. Forwarded values specifies how CloudFront handles query strings. Query string specifies whether CloudFront includes query strings in requests that it forwards to the origin. Viewer protocol policy specifies the protocol that viewers can use to access the files in the origin. In this case, it's set to redirect to HTTPS, meaning CloudFront redirects HTTP requests to HTTPS. Default root object, the object that CloudFront returns when a viewer requests the root URL. In this case, it's set to index.html. This CloudFormation script creates a CloudFront distribution with specified configuration settings, including the origin server, cache behavior, and default root object.